and welcome. My name is Michelle and this is another Flosstube episode of Making It with Michelle. So today is January something, 6th, 5th. Today is January 5th and this is my 5th Flosstube episode. So, welcome, I'm back. Yes, I am injured and I will talk about that later. Hopefully it won't impede me too much, and if it does, I apologize in advance. So, first, Happy New Year. It is now 2025, which is kind of terrifying and great at the same time, I guess. I don't typically make any New Year's resolutions or anything like that. And the other day I was talking to my husband about it, and he had not maybe resolutions, but just things that he wanted to do differently, and I thought that was really interesting. So, anyways. Okay, so I have lots of notes. They're all typed on my phone, so if you see me looking down, that is what I'm looking at. So first up, I do have some thank yous. First, I'd of course like to thank my husband who got this all set up for me, especially with my situation. I would also like to thank my mother and my sister for, of course, my mom and sister. We have a family text message, and they're always there supporting me, and of course liking everything that I send them pictures of, and they're just the best. I would also like to thank my really good friend Lisa of Black Coffee and Grits. She is now the person that I text all my pictures to my cross stitch. Sorry, that's my dog who has never come in here for a Flosstube video, and she has decided to welcome us with her presence. I would also like to thank a couple people that I should have thanked a few videos ago, so I do apologize. One is Pfeiffer. I have watched some of her videos, and I will, do a drum finish this year, and I will use your tutorial. She has just been very supportive and left the most lovely comments, and it's been really kind. And the other one is Cross Stitch the Globe, Allison and Stephanie, and Stephanie specifically mentioned me in a video, and I will try to link to it if I can find it again. I'm pretty sure I can. But anyways, thank you for mentioning me, and I'm sure bringing people over to watch some of my videos. Okay, so I have a fair amount of things on this table. I have, as always, no idea what is going to happen. And again, with my situation here, I guess I'll just talk about it briefly. I am really cool at sprained my thumb. So don't recommend it. It was extremely painful, and I'm now in the splint that my sister, who's an occupational therapist, recommended, and taking anti-inflammatories and trying. I have been stitching, but I'm trying to take a break fully to let it rest, and it's very boring without cross stitch. Okay, so a few previous FFOs that I should have shown last time, totally forgot. So the first one is Snow Magical by Brenda Gervais, and I stitched this in 2023 and finished it in 2023, I believe. I know I stitched it in 2023, but obviously I did my own color. I changed the background to blue. It's a 40 count. I can't remember what the fabric is. If you really want to know, I can try to figure it out. And then, of course, I stitched my little snow person in with a purple sweater because I'm a purple person. So, and I put it on the Chantel 141 design finishing board, did a little black and white check ribbon, words escape me, and that's how I finished it. So, I love him, her, they, and he has a prominent spot in my sewing room, so I can look at him year round. I did use a trim. I think it was just Vintage, maybe, by Lady Dot Creates. It was a white rickrack that I had in my stash. So there's that one. I'm pretty sure I finished him maybe early 2024. I'd have to look. I don't have my book with me, and I might have to go get it. But anyways, so next is before the last video, and again, they were hanging in my house, and I just forgot about them. I the framer that I use is the Peanut Gallery, and they're in Aubrey, Texas, which is an hour away from where I live. And so when I go to pick up something, I usually try to bring something back to get framed again. And so I had gone and picked up something, who knows, and so I had gone through my finishes that I had stitched and picked a couple to bring over there. So the first one is, and they did a lovely job, pardon me, is Starbarks by Plum Street Samplers. I stitched this on a 14 count Ada. I have no idea what color. It's some sort of cream something or other. And I'm pretty sure I did all the called for colors. I had considered changing the mug in the middle to be a different color, but I did like the green. And again, I considered changing the colors of the dogs to match my dogs, but phew, that was too much work for me at the time, so this is it. And I will insert a picture here later of the two things. They're both coffee themed, and so they're hanging together in my house. And that's so cute. Oh, I'm obsessed. And it's, I now prefer stitching on a smaller count, but it's really nice to have that a little bit bigger and can be framed nicely, and yeah. So the next one is Coffee. Pretty sure it's just called Coffee and Pumpkin Pie. This is by October House Fiber Arts. I stitched it on a 32 count used paper, I believe, by Color and Cotton. And I used all the called for colors. I think there was one color I changed. It was like I think it was just the whipped cream on the pie and like the little plate. It was too yellow for me, the called for, and so somebody, Jeannie at the Stitch Niche, had recommended a different color, and that's what I used, and I love it. Good. Upon reflection, I probably would have changed the colors of the cups and things, but I don't know. And I got it framed in kind of a chunkier frame. It's not a big design, obviously, but and I left more of the fabric around so you could see that lovely color, and it brings me joy. So here I'll insert a picture of them hanging together. We have a little coffee station in our kitchen, but the fridge is directly to the left side, and then to the right side is an open doorway, so and above it is cabinets, and so I don't have any room to hang cross stitch right near it, but there's a place that I have some, so I envision that small area becoming my little coffee spot where I hang other helpful coffee cross stitch items. So those are my previous finishes. I'm really thinking Snow Magical I finished in 2024, but at this point in the day, who cares? All right, let me get my notes back out. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's used paper by Color and Cotton in the Starbarks. Okay, next up, I do have some finishes, but in my pile here, I have my whips. So hopefully I don't need my notes, because again, I'd have to go get my book. Okay, so first up is I started this, I think the last day of 2024, but this is Up on the Housetop by Teresa Kogut. And I'm stitching this with all the called for colors. There's one overdyed, and she gave a DMC floss for it, and so that's just what I'm using because I didn't have the Classic Colorworks in my stash. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Winter Moon by Color and Cotton. It is the most beautiful blue color, and I want to stitch everything on this. So me and Mom are stitching this together. We've been sending, progress pictures back and forth, so if she'll let me, I'll post her progress here as well too. So there's that, and it's really fun, and I obviously I am hoping I will, once my thumb heals, then I will get to keep stitching and finish it. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, next is I did stitch a little bit more on the Kathy Baker Quaker Christmas stocking. I'm stitching this on 40 count Cream Puff by Miss Crescent Crown. With the MPI Silks, I got this all from Olivia at Hillside Rookery, who is a delight. So I worked some more on that larger Quaker motif and did a couple more trees. And again, here to stitch on this more. But as you will see, other things distracted me since my last video. So, love that. Oh, you know, I do have my bags right here. I should put these back in here. I'm not going to zip because you would all witness me struggling very well. I will show a couple of my bags. I made this bag. This is with Hometown Holiday by Lori Holt. And they don't sell mini charms, so I had just gotten a charm pack and cut it into quarters and then put this together. So, and there's one of her little charms. If I can get that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. And so that was really fun to do. This is the bag for this one. I made a lot of bags over Christmas break, and that was really fun. So this is another bag I made. The front fabric is really cute. It's a little gingerbread man. I hope you can see that. And then the back is this older Lori Holt print. But really cute. Okay, next, I had started this in the summer. This is Mistletoe Manor. It was originally for a retreat in, I think, Canada, and but it's by Pansy Patch Quilts and her daughter, Blueberry Ridge Designs, and they had extra kits, and I was obsessed with the pattern and immediately bought one. It's on a 36 count. I can't remember the name of the linen. I'll try to remember to put it here in the video, just so in case you're curious. It's by a dyer I don't think I normally use, but I did some more of those flowers. I was #mature and did most of the words, and then I really wanted to get to that house. So I started the roof and the chimneys, and I love it. I had a really good time stitching on this, and as you'll never guess, I would have done more, but distractions. Okay. So let me put that in there. Alright, next is one I pulled out. I definitely worked on this the last day of the year because I was, maybe the second to last day of the year. But I kind of went through my list of WIPs and I was like, ooh, what can I work on and maybe do another finish? Incorrect. But I pulled this out and I had kind of made some executive decisions about the piece in general. But this is Hometown Holiday by Lori Holt. Really cute pattern. And if you've watched any of these videos of mine, you'll know, Michelle, there's 26 letters on this bad boy. You do not like stitching letters. That is correct. So, again, I started it and not much occurred. I, again, really wanted to like to stitch letters because I think that is just adorable. So what I decided to do is, I should get this out, is I had started this first row. And so I'm stitching the first row and then one of the holly rows, and then I'm gonna stitch the row I really like, which is the bottom row with the house, of course. And I'm playing with the idea of stitching another row of holly underneath, but I don't know, mainly because I don't mind that it won't look super Christmas, and then I can, keep it up year round or whatever, but so then screen Christmas, I guess, or holidays, or I don't know. But so, and I had already stitched the A, and I had done the letters. I did the A and the B. Maybe I hadn't done the B. No, I don't think I did. So I had just done the A, and I done the stars at either end, sorry. And so I stitched the B, and then the W and the M, and then that row underneath. And so those are my husband's initials and my initials with my maiden name. And so there's some little crosses, kind of not cross, but little designs, and I'm going to put that in between, and then maybe over here off to the side. And again, then I'll do the holly row, and then I'll do the row at the bottom with the trees and the house, and then I'm calling it, y'all. I stitched, this is with all the called for colors of DMC. I did I'm not a red person, and so I did not use the red, but I did pick, I think, maybe the DMC was already in there and I'm just using it, but all the called for DMC, except for that, instead of red, I'm doing a navy blue. So, okay, so there's that, and that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm more excited about it now, because I only stitched 4 letters, and they're already done. Check. Okay, now here's this bag, I guess if anyone wants to see this. I got another new one, made with fabrics in my stash. That first one's Lori Holt. I don't know what the Christmas trees one is. Okay, next is kind of a regression in progress. But I had gone to a retreat this summer, and the Proper Stitcher had released a pattern for us to stitch. If you had bought a box, and a friend of mine gave me her pattern. Thank you, Rita. And this is, I guess it's just called All Is Calm. Isn't that so cute? Well, back in the summer, I had started it, and then I had gone to Boxcar, which is where the retreat was, and my roommate Judy, who was a delight, had finished hers, and it was so cute, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna go home and stitch on this. I don't even remember when I had seen her. It was randomly in September or the fall. So randomly one day I pulled this out, and I had decided to stitch this tree right here. This tree. Well, in case you were curious, all of those little boop, boop, boop things has 4 stitches. Well, Michelle decided to put in 3 stitches, so it was very, very wrong. And of course, did I notice that anywhere? No. Michelle assumed that I knew what I was doing. Incorrect. So, I had to take that all out, and that is what I did. So, here's my progress. This is stitched on a 40 count sugar cookie linen by Color and Cotton. It is lovely, and the snowflakes are, I mean, harder to see, I guess, but I can see them, and I think they look great. It's with all the called for colors. It's mainly DMC, but there are a few. I think the house is in Cayenne. Everybody's obsessed with Cayenne. I don't know. So, anyways, that's where I'm at. I did add a few. I guess I did add some of these little snowflakes in here. So, that'll be something to work on in 2025. Random thread. Okay, sorry. This is housed in my bag. The fabric I had bought at that retreat, which is Starberry by Corey Yoder. Corey Yoder, as you'll soon to come see, is one of my favorite fabric designers. Okay, so that's all my whips and things that I worked on. So I'm going to move this bag. Okay, next. Whips. Okay, now we're on to finishes. Okay, so I do have some updates from my last video that you hopefully will be excited about. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishes, so that's kind of exciting. Okay, so the first one is I'd signed up for the Jingle Ball, didn't do anything except buy stuff, and I was really hoping to get some FFOs. Unfortunately, with this situation, that's not going to happen. But I am going to watch the videos, and I think I better do that sooner rather than later. So, anyways, the first one is the Stacy Nash needle book. And I stitched this on 36 count Speculoos by, sorry, I'm trying to get a good, I think you can see that. Speculoos by Roxy Floss, I guess they're the dyers too. And I bought it off Evertote. So there's the front, and that's the side I had finished before the Jingle Ball. And then I pushed through to finish the other half. And I think I had maybe, I had a very small start on the other half. By the time I had finished it last time. So there's my finish. I pretty much did everything. I just eliminated some, there were some little green things around the candles. There was pins poking out of that upside down strawberry and some leaves in the bottom of the fireplace. And when I finished stitching that fireplace, I said, poof, and we're done. I did do the back stitching of the thread, because obviously that was needed. But I really didn't feel like there needed to be those little green things. I don't know. So that's my finish, and I love it. And Handmade by Sarah W. is a freaking genius and finished this as an ornament. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I do love the needlebook a lot, but I just don't know how I'm going to display it. So if anyone who's made the needlebook would like to tell me how they're displaying their needlebook, please let me know. But anyway, so that's my first finish. Yay me! All right, my second finish was, I can't remember the progress I had last time, but I also started this in the summer because July, unbeknownst to me, became Christmas in July, and I really did enjoy that, so hopefully I'll get that itch again this year. But this is Christmas Mini Moon by Plum Street Samplers, and I stitched this on a 40 count bramble by Picture This Plus. And I stitched with all the called for colors. How cute. I was hoping to get this one finished into a pillow, but it, like I said, by the time I was in a finishing mood, I had injured my thumb. So that was really fun. I did not enjoy stitching that grass at the bottom. I love fill-in, but that was like complicated fill-in. I don't know, complicated for me. So Christmas Mini Moon, yay! So I started that this summer. I started it for that retreat at Boxcar in July because it was Christmas in July, and I like to stitch on small things a lot too. So okay, the next one was one I think I had told you guys I was going to start with my mom, and we did. So this is Cookies and Cocoa and Cookies by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I stitched this on a scrap of, I think it is Cream Puff by Miss Crescent Crown, and I stitched with all called for colors. So it's mainly, or it's all weeks, but they didn't have the white that you needed, so we just used the DMC sub, and it's teeny tiny. So I, again, wanted to get this one finished into a thing. And Mom also finished hers, so kudos to Mom. She stitched hers on a 14 count that I had given her, and it's so cute, like, so cute. It's teeny, very small. Here it is against my face. For size reference. Okay. Anywho, next is, I think I had shown my progress on this last time as well. So this is the Modern Folk Embroidery Advent Calendar for 2024, and I loved it. I love all the flosses that I received. I love the fabric that I got and stitched on. I did get behind. I think I filmed right before I went to my parents' house, and I did none of my stuff. I did not stitch a single day on the Advent calendar while I was there. I was just doing other things. I don't know, just didn't make it a priority. So then I had to catch up, and so I stitched like I caught up 5 days one day, and then I caught up, I don't know, 3 or 4 more the next day. And so then it's like December 22nd or 23rd, and I'm like, why don't I just finish this thing? So I did, and I finished early, and I really enjoyed it. So this is my finish. So I stitched, this is on the 36 count version of that linen. It's called Glacier. And I did put my initial underneath the second crown. I don't know if you were supposed to do that, but that's what I did. And then I saw other people doing that, and that made me feel better. Now, M's for reasons are the giantess letter. And so some people were able to fit both of their initials underneath that teeny tiny crown, and I was not one of those people. So I just put M and live my life. So I think it looks really cool. And I don't know if I'm going to do it again next year, but I did have a really good time doing this. Again, getting behind was really irritating, and I was determined to finish it by Christmas, just because we'll talk later about I just didn't want it to linger, especially because it was an Advent, but I enjoyed every little stitch of this thing, except the insert expletive here, deer. I had to stitch both of those deers twice because counting is hard. So anyways, so there's my finish. Okay, then the biggest finish, I don't know if I probably ever have, in terms of stitch count, of area of things stitched, but I finished this because of some haul I guess I'll show later. I just wanted to get it done. So this is Winter Moon by Plum Street Samplers. And I did post about this on Instagram if you follow me there, but I love it. I don't know what I was waiting for, because honestly, once I got down to it, I finished it, you know, stitching on it 5 more days. I guess I was saving it for, I don't know, a special event where I wanted to just do fill-in, because I had the whole house bricked out. I just had to do the bricks, and then I just had to do the tree and then finish the bottom. Now, yes, you will notice that I do not have that fence. I didn't feel like it needed it. I don't know. And then when it got down to it, I didn't want to stitch it. I said, you know what, because I did have a little bit of a start of the fence, and so I just said, poof, we're just going to take this out, stitch it all in the snow, and live our best lives. And that is exactly what I did. Yes, there are mistakes in this. This was probably my largest thing that I have stitched on linen. I got this for Christmas last year from my mom, and I told that story last time. But, so this was the largest thing I've ever stitched, probably. The stitch count is, as I hit 149 by 168, which I know doesn't maybe seem huge to some of you people, but it is to me. And as someone who normally stitches pretty small items, this was really large. So I'm really proud of it. I'm obsessed with it. This is the first thing I'll be taking to the framer ASAP, and to get framed to hang in my house all year long. So I love it. Just one more viewing for the people. Ooh, it's good. It's good. I'm not even going to point out my mistakes, which you may already know. So, love that for you. Okay, don't fold this up too much, Michelle. Okay, so that is all of my stitching. Now, do I have plans? Obviously. I have some stats. Okay, so first, let's do the giveaways, because if all you want to see is stitching, then that's all you're going to see. But I do have quilting to talk about and some plans, like I said. Okay, so giveaways. I had 3 things to give away, technically, I guess. So if you commented on my last video, and again, I didn't say stuff that I should have said, like you have to live in the US or it was international or whatever. So, so me and my mom watched my video together. She was like, Michelle, what about this, this, and this? And I said, Mom, I told you, I apologized if I messed up. So, the giveaway is now closed. So sorry. Not that anyone will ever watch that video again or comment those words. So, let's talk. Okay, so first thing was, I had some bags that I had made for a retreat and didn't end up sitting with that many people, so I had some extra bags to give away. So the word for that was autumn. And so my winners, I had 3 winners because I had 3 little bags, and I'll pop up the comment, and I used a YouTube random comment picker. Janet R. Cross Stitch, congratulations, you have won a bag, yay! Michelle Moon 7922, Michelle, obviously I'm a little akin to your name. Congratulations. And then Susan Leslie 4150. So congratulations. Now 2 of the bags are the same. So if you have a preference, it's just first come, first serve. I will put my email down in the comment box and just shoot me an email with your address and I will happily send it to wherever you live. So there's 2 pink ones and then there's kind of this brown autumny one. Well, they're all kind of autumn, but so first come, first serve. Let me know if you have a specific color that you would like. Yay! And the back is cross stitch. Isn't that cute? Okay, next is the Hillside Rookery pattern that Olivia, and I'm putting her card in there. So you had to use the word rookery. I think that's a place where like crows live, but you can Google that for your own self. So the pattern was Christmas Time by Carriage House Samplings. How cute is that? That was on my list. I really want to start that and I didn't, but maybe now. Okay, so the winner is D Lake 9609. Congratulations. I will send this to you. Okay, and then since I finish my Winter Moon, I am going to give that pattern away as well. So I had 2 copies of Winter Moon to give away, and the word for that was moon. And so the winners are Ethel Whedon 3237. Congratulations, you get a pattern. And Lisa Proafrock, you also won. And so one of these is obviously used. I don't write on my patterns or anything like that, so I apologize if you get the slightly used one, and I promise it will work just as well as the non-used one. So yay, you won. Good job, everybody. And thank you for all the comments and the kind words. I love reading comments and starting conversations with people. So, yay you. Okay, next, I do have some stats, again, from my notes. So my stats for 2024, because we're now in 2025, I had 60 starts. Isn't that crazy? My mom's like, I can just see her now. I had 6 restarts. So don't ask me how the numbers will work out. But these are planned restarts, and a few of them I have already restarted. I think I've restarted 2 of them, and then 4 I have plans to restart. I had 47 finishes, so that is including Winter Moon, which was my last finish of 2024, and the Modern Folk Embroidery. So the number of WIPs I'm taking into 2025, so this year, is 27. Part of that's because I am UFOing 3 things. So if I had my notes, I would tell you what those were. I think I remember them. Oh, I do. One is the 2023 temperature cross stitch that I started with my mother. It's just not going to happen. I don't know if I'll end up doing anything with those stitches. Maybe it's in the shape of a heart. It's by Fat Quarter Shop. And I just have no desire whatsoever to go back to 2023, write down all those temperatures. So I think if I end up doing anything with it, I'll just finish out the shape of the heart and live my best life. Another UFO is, again, my first cross stitch, maybe second, that I had kind of restarted when I was sort of diving back into cross stitch in 2016. It's the Sweetest Pie Club by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I love it. I think it's the cutest thing, but part of it is the fabric. It's on a 14 count, which there's nothing wrong with stitching on 14 count, but maybe I'll ask my mom if she wants it. Mom, do you want this? You can have all the floss. I just don't ever see myself finishing it. It is so darn cute. And I might look at it and see if there's something I can do with the stitching already there, but I know I'm never going to finish it. Then the last one is another one. It was going to be a secret stitch for my sister. It's one of those mattress pin cushions by Hands On Design. I'll put a picture here. I think it's called just Woof. I don't know. It has cute little dogs on it, but I hate the fabric that it's stitched on. And it's very stiff, and I don't know, just not enjoyable. I've already made 37 mistakes, and so I think if I am going to stitch it, I just need to stitch it differently, and maybe do something different. I think it's so cute. I bought all the floss for it, but I just don't, again, ever see myself finishing that. And that was just at a point where I didn't want to put it in the restart pile, because honestly, like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I think I need to change but anyways, all that discussion with myself at a later date. Okay, so that is my stats. So 27 WIPs. I'm not gonna do a WIP parade, because go back to my first video and feel free to watch that back in like October or whatever, but I'm just not gonna do that. What I might do though, and I think I am going to do, is I'm going to do a 2024 finish parade. So I will show all the things that I stitched and finished stitching in 2024. And if they're FFO'd, obviously I will show those as well. I'm not going to show all the things I've FFO'd in 2024, because honestly I don't know what I fully finished in 2024. That is something that I have not kept track of, but maybe I will this upcoming year. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's talk plants. I love stitching winter. Maybe it's because I live in Texas and it's like an anomaly situation. I don't know, but so I have a nice big bag here of all the things that I really want to stitch. Okay, so and a little bit of this is haul, but some of this is not. Okay, so one of the reasons I had wanted to finish, oh god, I should have opened this bag. Don't mind me as I struggle. Whew, okay. I'd wanted to stitch Winter Moon was because one of the Christmas gifts that I asked for was Comfort and Joy, which again was another Plum Street sampler exclusive from Country Sampler. Thank you, Mother and Father, who purchased this for me for Christmas. So I'm obsessed with this. I desperately want to start this. I can already tell you right now, I will not be stitching those words. Not because, only because they're words, but they're over one words, and I'm so sorry. I shan't be doing that. But I do want to start this. Again, I would have probably started 4 things by now, but this has gotten in the way. Okay, so there's one thing I really want to start. And I did start and finish, well, I started Winter Moon on, I think I remember was December 27th, so 2 days after Christmas, after I received it. And then I finished stitching on December 30th, almost right over a year later. So I'm hoping I can do the same thing here, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, this is something that my mom stitched for me for Christmas. How cute is that? Oh, thanks, Mom. She even got those little buttons. How cute is that? Let's see what else is in here. Oh, look at these cute little needle minders she got me. This is that cocoa one. I think that's in focus. I'm sorry. Can I put my... Isn't that cute? I desperately wanted that after I saw a picture about it on Instagram. And then this cute little pumpkin one. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I don't really use needle minders, but I do collect them. So that was a gift from my mom. Thanks, Mom. Okay, some other things that I want to start is... I apparently am now a swan stitcher. I didn't know that was the kind of stitcher you could be, but it is one that I am becoming. Part of that is I am stitching Quaker stocking, which has a swan on it. Christmas swan, I've already stitched the summer swan and autumn swan. And now I shall be stitching Repeat the Sounding Joy by, is this by Kathy? Yeah. By Kathy, my good friend Kathy Barrick. By Kathy Barrick, and I have kitted it up already. I got this from my pal Olivia at Hillside Rookery. So I got the NPI pack. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take those out. And then I did pre-order that Needle and Flax Gallows. I think that's okay representation. And I honestly thought that it matched the cover pretty well. Oh, this was stitched on 40 count fossil by Pictures Plus. Anyways, so I thought it matched the color, the front cover pretty well, so I stuck that in there to stitch. I don't know how I'll feel about a giant black swan, but it's now in my possession. I don't remember where I got that gallows from. I think I got it from Lindy Stitches. And I just pre-ordered the linen. I did not get that Salem sampler that it was for. I just got the linen. Because needle and flax linen is impossible to find, people. Okay. Something else okay, this is haul, and I couldn't believe that this happened to me. Okay, so this is winter berries in time. I own this. This is in my possession, people. I was watching a Flosstuber and they were saying that this was widely available. I do not believe that is true. Then Steph from Pam and Steph somehow got it off of Brenda Gervais' website. Well, that is also nearly impossible to do. And so somehow somebody had mentioned you could get this from Shepherd's Bush. And I hate talking on the phone, especially to order something. So what I did was I sent them an email first and was like, hey, do you guys have winter berries and pine? Is that even a thing? Did I make this up in my mind? And one of them emailed me back very kindly and said, yes, we do. Call us when we open and we will put in an order. And so I did, and I got it all kitted up. I have no idea what the fabric is because it doesn't say, but my guess is that I did 36 count, even though I do know that there's over one. I figured I would just persevere through that mess. I think it's one of the one of the R&R fabrics. That's what it felt like. It didn't feel like vintage country mocha, but who knows? It didn't say. So yay, this is top of the list because I want this living in my house for me to stare at. Okay. Some other things that I'm anxious to start is I guess I'll have to put a picture up. This is something I bought at the Jingle Ball. It's one of the animal crackers called Chili. And it's this cute little penguin who has a little stocking cap, and I love him. And so I got that all kitted up. I think this is the rest of that 40 count cream puff by Miss Kris and Crown. So it's a really great fabric. So I have that to work on. Let's see, some other things. One thing that I would also like to stitch this wintry season is this Winter Row by Bend Creek. I don't know, that really just struck me. And yes, I know there's 26 letters on this, but I love those snowman. Hey, little Peppy. I love these snowman, and I kitted this up at StitchCon. And I picked, open this up. Forbidden Fiber Company had a floss situation there, so I picked 3 colors. I think technically it uses 4, but I guess I figured I would just, I don't know, deal with that when the time came. Maybe 5. No, maybe it looks like just 4. So this is, I have bark. It's just a brown for the majority of the letters. I have clover for the green. I'm sorry. And then the white is vanilla blossom. So, just some nice wintry colors. Maybe you need a different color for, oh, I think you just need an orange. And I didn't want to buy an orange for probably 30 stitches, so I'm just going to use something I got. And then the fabric I picked, I loved that blue color. I'm here for blue apparently. I don't know what the color is, but I picked this I got from at StitchCon. It's Seraphim Jack Frost. And it's pretty much, I feel, matches the color almost perfectly. So, it's just a nice kind of gray-blue color. Very wintry, in my opinion. So, I'm looking forward to stitching that. I know Bend Creek normally is stitched on really big fabric, but I didn't want to do that. So there's that. Would really like to do. I think it would be really easy and quick. Next. Oh. This is another With Eye Needle and Thread. I had gotten this when I had got Peace and Goodwill, which is also something I would like to stitch this winter. This is Let It Snow. I know, amazing, so cute. This is just the cloche. I guess there's a little bit underneath it too. And I probably will stitch the whole thing as long as I don't mess up my cutting like I did for that Witchener Garden or Witchener whatever, Witchener cloche. Something. So I really want to stitch that. I kitted it all up with the called for, some I had in stash and some I didn't. And then I'm gonna stitch it on this Tropical Stitches Athos. I stitched, I think, the Summer Swan on this fabric. White just looks really good on it, so that's what I picked. Another with eye needle and thread. This was the first thing I believe that I bought from Country Sampler ever. I'd send this a Brenda Gervais bag. This is a panel you can buy from her website, Country Stitches Online, and I just lined it with the fabric. It is, and I've made 2 of these. I gave one to my mom, and so I try to keep Brenda patterns in here just because. So this is a Winter's Day Visit. Isn't that cute? Lots of fill-in, love fill-in, even white, who cares? And again, I got this kitted up from Country Sampler, and it's on 36 count winter brew. So, ooh, look at all that. It's all ready to go. I even stitched around the linen, like zigzagged or whatever. I don't know if I'll use linen for the front and the back. I might, now that I have a fair amount of linen in my stash, but in the beginning it was like I had no linen, and so it was I was like, that's a waste of linen to put it on the back because I could stitch something on that. And now I don't feel that way. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. I might need y'all's help on this next one. So this one is imminent. I have been waiting for winter to start this. Not that you need a reason to start something, but this is the Artsy Housewife to Snowy Owls. I love that giant house. I love the owls. I even love those flowers underneath there. The tree is kind of spooky, but I get it. Oh, dog here. Sorry. I love it. And I took the opportunity, I really like to try like a pattern. I'm like, yes, I will stitch that. I really like to try if there's a conversion out there. So I ended up buying the Pirate and Robin floss pack for it. Their conversion. Sorry, I'm struggling here. Isn't that pretty? Look at those pretty colors. And I think I love the white. It's really bright. I put this on a floss ring that I got at, I think at the Autumn Abundance retreat I went to from a stitcher there. So that's you. Thank you. Thank you with that little. No, you can't see that. Sorry. So I am having the worst time trying to figure out a fabric to stitch it on. Mainly because I really want the white to show up. It's called freaking 2 Snowy Owls, people. I want the snow and the owls to show up. So I had 5 different fabrics in here. So then 2 weekends. No, it was just last weekend. Wow, time flies. Last weekend, I had gone to a retreat center in Dallas, best little retreat center in Texas, to meet my mom and my sister, and then I invited my friend Lisa of Black Coffee and Grits to go with me. Well, we had heard about this store in Dallas, and it was 10 minutes, maybe less than that, away from the retreat center, called Creative Stitches and Gifts, and they apparently sell Lakeside. Well, I don't know, I guess I was not a believer in these people that telling me this stuff, or they're gonna have one piece of Lakeside and, you know, account that I don't stitch on really. So I went, and they had a basket. So many items were purchased. One of them was Cedar Plank by Lakeside. It is this lovely gray color. And so I picked this because obviously the white is going to show up well. And I love it. So I don't know what you guys think. I think the gray, and I think the gray will even show up fine on it. I'm not worried about any other color except maybe that gray. But that's what I'm thinking. And I think it'll be lovely. So that's my new plan. I had a Bestitch Me fabric in here, but I wasn't jazzed about it. And now I'm like, I want to start this. So to me, it's all about the fabric. If but I don't like the fabric. I don't want to stitch on it. This is a bag that I got from the retreat. Isn't that so cute? By Dot Dot Goose. And obviously I had to put a winter stitch in here. Look at that snowman. Love him. I'm not usually much of a vinyl bag person, but obviously, I got this. Oh, and I got this little zipper pull from the attic. See if I can get that to focus. If you can read that. Come on. I don't know. Sorry if I just wasted your time. But it's in the shape of Arizona, and it says the attic needlework where samplers rule, and it has a cactus and some cute flowers on it. So, that is eminent. Especially now that I think I have the right fabric for it. Okay. Next. Okay. So my Christmas break, sadly, is almost over. I don't know if I've ever talked about my job. I teach math at a local university, and I'm on Christmas break. So December and summer are usually when I get my most stitches in. I don't keep track of any of that stuff. I just know, like, I don't have to go to work. I'll be stitching. So this is the bag from the Autumn Abundance retreat, and there's some stuff in here that I would really like to stitch. The first thing is the Viscornu, so kind of the, I guess, accompanying pattern to the sampler that Teresa designed. I think it's cute and little, and I love the colors. I love the blues. So I kitted this up with called for stuff. Classic Colorworks and Week Styleworks. I know, good stuff there. And the linen I got is not the blue that's called for, but I thought it was pretty close. It's called Seraphim Finn's Fence. It's a lighter blue. This looks really gray. It's a light blue. Just take my word for it. So it's not as dark as the blue that's in the pattern, but that's okay. And then the other thing that I really wanted to do over the break was try punch needle. So this is the punch needle pattern that we were supposed to take a class for. The hoops got delayed, and so I didn't end up getting to try punching. But I did buy a hoop, and I have all the stuff, and I would really like to do that. I guess I'll show the sampler that she designed. It's called Teach My Heart. So, I don't know if I'll ever stitch this. I might stitch part of it. I really like the very back. I like the motifs. I'm not here for the letters as much. That's okay. So, that Viscornu, really, I just was like, what do I want to stitch on in January? And that really, I thought about that in that berry basket. Okay, last few kind of plans things, 3 plans things, is, this is Baby It's Cold Outside by Heartstring Samplery. I'll put a picture of it here. I bought this, I'm pretty sure at the Jingle Ball in 2023. Got it all kitted up, changed my mind about the fabric 5 times, and then after I got some Lakeside, this is 40 count Meadow Rue by Lakeside Linen, and I think it will be perfect. So I'd really like to stitch that. Especially now it is actually getting cold outside. We have projected snow on Thursday. So that's a thing. Okay. Another thing that I would like to stitch on and start is, see if you know what, I don't have a picture of this, but this is Turtle Doves by Pigeon Coop Designs. Last year, or 2023, I guess, I had stitched Partridge in a Pear, and that is done. I think I showed that last time. And so I have everything. I bought the kit, and the only picture was on the outside of the kit, and so I don't have the picture anymore now. So I have all the floss, and this is one that I will stitch on the fabric just because I already have it kitted, and these things are so small that I guess I don't mind stitching them on 40 count needle. Okay, and then the last thing is a restart. I had started Christmas Swan, and I'm pretty sure I showed that in my last video, but I haven't gotten back to it. And again, if I haven't gotten back to it, then something is wrong, especially with a piece that I really want to live in my house. I don't know. So here's my little tiny start. Just some little things. And so I don't know what is wrong with me, but I decided it was a linen. I think it's a smidge too light. And I know once all that white stitching was on there, you probably could see the swan. What is going on here with this very last stitch? Anywho, sorry. Why am I working on this one? I'm about to restart it. Anyways, and then I saw people starting on different colored fabric, like Kim, Contentedly Worker Kim, doing it on a pink. And so I hacked myself off a piece of Winter Moon that oh, it's too bright right here. Here we go. That's a good color of it. Hacked myself off a piece of blue Winter Moon, and I think that's what I'm going to restart it on. And who knows? Next video, I might have gone back to my other fabric. So I still want to work on that. I do Christmas, you know, whatever. Okay, so that is all of stitching. Let me check my notes, make sure I don't have anything else. Okay, next I am going to talk about quilting. This right here that you can't see, I'll pop in a picture of, is Podge Frosty by So Kind of Wonderful, the Quick Curve Ruler people. I also had a pillow to show, but I guess I'm not going to show that. It's on the couch. So, some things that I worked on at the retreat center with Lisa. One thing was, again, something I was hoping to have finished. So let me get out a couple things here. One is the Up on the Housetop. Up on the Housetop Santa Stops Here quilt kit. I got this in the summer at Boxcar Quilts, and it's just a panel in the middle. Obviously it looks just like the stitching one, and you just put on some borders and make 4 stars. So what I had made is I had made my 4 stars and cut pretty much everything else out. So there's one Santa. Here's my second Santa, kind of the one that's on the panel. Here's my third Santa. He's another cross stitch I think you can get now. And then the fourth, the green Santa, which is a new cross stitch out now. Lots of people are stitching him. But he's my little stars, and I was hoping to have that done, but done. Okay, so that's one thing that I worked on. The other, I worked on a myriad of things at this retreat. I guess I will stand up and... This next one is Woolly something. I'll put the name down below. But I started this at my mom's house. I finished it at the retreat because I managed to leave the border strips at home, or at my parents' house. So that is a wall hanging. It's about 40 inches square. Okay, so the Woolly Sheep, again, I'll put the name below. I finished at the retreat center. I did buy some backings for that, for the Up on the Housetop, and another old one that I hadn't gotten a back for. I usually like for the backs to match the main fabric line that I use, but at some point you got to get past that when the fabric line doesn't exist anymore, obviously, and Christmas fabric goes on sale. Okay, so the next 9 things I will have to insert pictures of because these are full-size quilts. I I just can't hold them up on this video. So if I will put a picture of the pattern on one side, and then I will put a picture of my version of it on the other side. So the first is Holly Jolly by Pen and Paper Patterns, and I used all solids. I didn't necessarily use the called for, just because Kona versus Motabella just doesn't matter to me as long as the colors are pretty close. All of these are quilted by my mother. Her name is Geek Plus Quilting. I will link her, that's her Instagram name, her Facebook name, her email address. If you are someone who needs quilting in the North DFW area, she's happy to take on new people. Okay, so Holly Jolly. The next is a Gemini quilt by Villa Rosa Designs. That's just a card pattern. I've made it in a variety of different jelly rolls. You use half a jelly roll and some background. So I used an Urban Chicks Swell Christmas jelly roll, and the background I think is from a later Urban Chicks Christmas line, but who knows. The next one is called Kringle by Pen and Paper Patterns. She did it as traditional Santa Claus hats. I'm here for a non-traditional Christmas moment. Although I do some traditional stuff, right? My sheep and some other, like the Urban Chicks one. But I used it's all art gallery fabrics. The solid background is an art gallery solid, and then the hat pattern, the hat fabric is Christmas in the City by Art Gallery Fabric Studio, and then the brims and the puffball is a speckled by Ruby Star Society. That one was really fun. Next is one I finished this year. This is a Hodgepodge quilt by Modernly Morgan. I had actually pieced and gotten this quilted probably 2+ years ago, but since there's so many points going to the outside, I felt that I needed to hand stitch the binding down. So what that means is you sew the binding to the front, you flip it to the back, and then you sew the binding to the back of the quilt. Nowadays, I do the opposite. I sew it to the back of the quilt, I flip it to the front, and then I machine stitch the binding down on the front. But anyways, so it had taken me 2+ years to sew that hand binding down. And it was Christmas Day, and my parents showed up early. My sister showed up late. We hosted them at our house, and I'm sitting there waiting for Jessica before we eat. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go grab that binding, and I'm gonna hand sew it down. And I did. So whoop whoop, that was done. I didn't know the fabric line. I know it's Art Gallery fabrics. If I can manage to figure out and do more research than I felt like doing when I put my notes together, I will put it down below. And if I can't, I'm sorry. Okay, next. Next is the Cookie Cutter Quilt. I think that's the name. I got the pattern. There was a template because there's applique, and the fabric that you used with the template from a Jolly box. And so I'm not quite sure what year it was, maybe 2021, 2020, 2019. And so I had to buy a background, which I did. It's some Snowflake, I have no idea. And then the red fabric. And so I had some ho-ho-ho fabric. But the applique fabric is Stacy HSU. It's you. I don't know how to say her last name. Fabric line. I don't know what it's called. So there's that one. Love it. Next is probably my favorite Christmas wintry quilt. They're all kind of mixing together here. It's called Cold Front by Wren Collective. I had purchased a kit from Crimson Tate. I will link all of these people down below. That used Jolly Basics by Ruby Star Society. And it is my favorite quilt. The back, if I can take a picture of the back, I'll post a picture of the back. It has Christmas octopus on them. Okay. Next is a panel. So one of my other favorite fabric designers is Lella Boutique, Vanessa Gertsen. And every so often she will do a giant panel, and all you have to do is quilt it up. And that's exactly what I did. So this is the Peace on Earth panel by Lella Boutique. And here it is. No pattern. I pieced a backing. I don't even remember what the backing was. I pieced a backing, who cares, and gave the panel to Mom. She quilted it up and I bound it. Next is one that I pieced, I believe, in the end of 2023. Over Christmas break, I tend to also do a fair amount of quilting, and now I've switched to cross stitch. But I had been obsessed with the pattern for years, and finally broke down, and I picked a fabric bundle that I had, and I had a perfect background, and just made it one Christmas, and just did it. So this is Handmade with Love by Thimbleblossoms, and the pattern cover is not Christmas. It's just Thimbleblossoms fabric, and so they do typically pinks and reds and aquas and things. So my fabric, I picked the kind of main fabric line that I used was called Little Tree by Lola Boutique. It's very old, her first kind of Christmassy fabric line. I had hoarded that bundle for years. I loved the dark background. It came out amazing. The next one that I finished this year, I hadn't pieced it. I pieced it who knows how long ago. But this is the Snowflake quilt by Modern Handmade. She has a few different versions of this quilt. So if you go look at the pattern, there's one where there's like basically two colors. So the white for the snowflake and then a background color. There's one with about 5 colors. Again, the white for the snowflake, and then it's kind of like vertical bars of color. And then there is the scrappy version, I don't know what she calls it, where it's all individually cut squares and then you piece them all together. And that's this one. The fabric is the first Christmas line by Ruby Star Society, I believe, called Flurry, and it was a kit. I, again, had pieced it who knows how long ago. I'd cut it out one year. Finally got tired of staring at those squares, pieced it another year, and then finally, when I was at my mom's house, we quilted it, and I bound it at the retreat center. So that was fun. And then, the last one that I had was the Posh Frosty. I said, buy the QCR, people. Sorry. So Kind of Wonderful is the brand. And the fabric is pretty much from my stash. And if not, it's random. So there's that. Okay, and there's 2 pillows. Let me go grab the pillows. Okay, I have some other stuff I wanted to show you, so I grabbed those too. Okay, so the 2 Christmas pillows that I own. This was a gift from my mom. I believe it was last year, Mom? 2023? It wasn't 2024. So this is a free pattern by Moda. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. There's a bigger version of it where you use charm squares. This uses mini charms. This fabric line is called Hollyberry by Corey Yoder, and she quilted it. It looks amazing, and I love it. Thank you, Mom. Then the only other Christmas pillow I own, you'll love this. This me and Mom made together. This pattern is from some magazine, Christmas magazine, and we saw it, we loved it, and fabric, I think, was everything from, I made this at my mom's house, again, visiting over a Christmas holiday, and we just made them, and quilted them ourselves on the domestic machine, and the backing fabric, and the trim's chewed off by 2 dogs, Lily and Luna. So, those are fun. Okay, some other things, and I specifically took pictures of this, is I was going to talk about my secret whip. Well, my secret whip is, I'm not going to go get it right now, but is a dimension stocking that I had started right around when I had gotten that Sweet as Pie club for like Christmas or my birthday or something. And because my mom, and I'll insert a picture here, we've always had cross-stitched stockings, and I'm like, I love that, want that for me and my husband. Maybe it was earlier than, no, 2016 sounds about right, maybe 2015. So I was like, yes, I will be cross-stitching, and this was even before our, like I said, this obsession that I have now. And I had started one, and I had made pretty good progress. Maybe I'll be brave and I'll insert a picture. But the problem was, number one, no idea what I was doing. My project bag was a Walmart sack. I think I was smart enough to like put a little pair of scissors in there or something. anyways, and I was using a hoop because that's what I thought you were supposed to do. My problem is that I left the hoop on for years and years and years and years, and this is a wooden hoop, and now there's a stain. So if you guys leave me a comment, please, if you have ideas on how to get that stain mark out. And like I said, I'll put a picture in. Should I just wash it? I don't know. I guess I'm more afraid that I haven't ironed it or anything because I'm afraid that will set the stain. So I'll put in a very rumpledy picture. But I haven't opened the other one, and I'll put pictures of both the patterns here. They're so cute. I don't think I'm using 3 strands or whatever you're supposed to do, but honestly, my memory's not good enough to know if that's accurate or not. I think I always thought you're supposed to use 2, and so I was like, who reads directions? So I think I'm still using 2. But, so, let me know what you think about the stain. If I can get it out, great. If I can't, then I'll throw it away and, I don't know, sell that other kit or leave it in my stash forever. But, so, since I didn't have cross stitch stockings, obviously I still wanted to hang stockings in our house. I love stockings. That's one of my favorite parts of Christmas is waking up. And so my parents, we would always, we would open one gift on Christmas Eve, and normally it'd be like pajamas or a game or something like that. One of my favorite memories is we would always get to pick the gifts for like our mom and dad to open. So one year for Christmas, my mom really wanted these UGG slippers, and so we wrapped them in 2 separate boxes, and Christmas Eve she got to open one, and Christmas Day she got to open the other. Like, God, that was kind of mean. Sorry Mom, hope you're not scarred for life by that. But anyway, so I had made 2 stockings for us, so if I'll insert a picture of the book, but I just picked fabric from my stash. There were different cuff designs that you could do. They don't have our names on them or anything, but this fabric is just like the cutest thing. It's like these little snowmen and things are happening to them. And I don't know if you can see much of that, but I don't know. I loved it. So there's one. And normally that one I call Aaron's stocking. Or maybe it's this one. I think it might be this one because he has a motorcycle. And I like fussy cut that motorcycle guy for him. And there's like a skiing snowman guy and his like head's coming off. It's hilarious. But anyways, this is our 2 stockings. So I had fun making those one year. And I'll try to insert a picture of the book. I don't know what it's called. Something. That was for you, Lisa. Okay, so like I said, I have 1,000 things that I really want to stitch for winter. Don't know if I'll do a single one because of my thumb injury. So, it wasn't anything cool that I did. My husband and I have been doing CrossFit for the last 6-7 years. I was doing a lift that I had done 100,000 times, wasn't even that much weight, and my wrist bent back and I heard a pop, and then it started hurting. So I'm taking this weekend to not stitch. It's really hard to do, but I'm trying to let my thumb rest and see if that will, it still feels the same, I don't know, but that's where I'm at. So anyways, I'm not going to talk anymore about my thumb, but I hope that you got some inspiration for this video, and I appreciate your time. Feel free to leave a comment, especially about the stain on my fabric, and what you think about the cedar plank for snowy owls. But thank you so much. Giveaway winners, please send me an email with your address, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Happy stitching.